Hello, welcome. My name is Raisa and this is Raisa's Bookshelf. I'm really excited to be finally doing my TBR for the rest of the year. I'm hoping I can get all of these books read by the end of 2025, but if I don't, that's fine. I'm not gonna like super pressure myself, but I would like to get to them. A couple of them do have kind of like a priority in my head, just because I want to actually read them. So I'm gonna start with the first one. These are actually quite a bit and I won't really talk too much about them. One, because I actually don't know what most of them are about, and two, I like to go into my books blind. So typically if I buy a book, I kind of skim the back, and if it sounds interesting, I get it, and I most of the time don't read it like right away because I kind of like to go in with not knowing what's gonna happen. But this is actually a book that I already read a couple years ago, actually more than a couple years ago, like I don't know, more than probably 5, a little bit more than that, I don't remember. The Forgotten Girls by Sarah Bladell. Okay, it is like a thriller, like suspense mystery type of book. I generally do not remember anything but one scene in the book that was so incredibly impactful that I just like got embedded somewhere in my brain. But I generally don't remember this book, like genuinely don't remember this book. So I'm really excited to actually get to it because I want to know if I like it as much as I did back then, because I feel like I've read so many more thrillers and so many different types of books since the last time I read this book that, you know, my tastes are more refined, if you will. This book actually started it, so I do know a little bit about it, and it's called Force of Nature by Jane Harper. It's set in the wilderness of Australia, like a forest. These group of people go on a like corporate retreat, and they separate the men and the women. The women go to one side of like the activity site where they're supposed to be, and the men go to another site, and then the men come back perfectly fine, ready to leave, and then the women come back distraught, like literally distraught, crying, not knowing. One of them is hurt, and then one of them is missing. So yeah, it's really good. They say a lot of bad words. So if you're a child, you probably shouldn't be reading this. Honestly, it is a thriller book. It does contain death and stuff like that, so I don't know, go at your own risk. But so far so good. I'm listening to it on audiobook. Sometimes I like to go like on and off audiobook and then read the physical book, especially if I'm cooking or doing laundry or something like that. And then I'm back on my Lisa Jewell grind. I need to finish the sequel to The Family Upstairs. I liked The Family Upstairs quite a lot, and I started it. I think I'm in chapter 3. I have thoughts, okay? I have a lot of thoughts about that book. It kind of let me down. I sat with it, I thought about it, I analyzed it, and I feel like it let me down a little bit. Just a little bit. I will be doing a like May like wrap up, like what I read in May, so I will talk about that and how it disappointed me. It is kind of like a spoiler, so I don't want to give it away, so I'm literally kind of avoiding that book. I read up to chapter 3 of the second book. I can't remember what it's called right now. It's probably somewhere in here in this pile. And it's good. The writing is good. It's there. The characters, you know, it's the same characters. I do not enjoy the characters. I actually really enjoy one specific character, and it's just one of the characters kind of irking me, the way that she's kind of writing him, and it's just, I don't know. But yeah, Then She Was Gone. It sounds interesting. It's also a thriller. Again, I'm literally back on my thriller grind. I used to read so much thriller as a teenager for no reason. For absolutely no reason, to traumatize myself. I don't know. And then I have Cadáver Exquisito by Agustina Visterica. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. But this is Tender is the Flesh, I think it's called in English. The translation is not that well. I mean, I don't know, they made a choice, I guess. But I chose to read the Spanish version. I know Spanish is my first language. And when I heard The Tender is the Flesh was actually a translation, I was like, I need to read the original, because, you know, I would, like, for example, like, if a book is in French, I want to read it in French, come on. Because it's not the same, right? But yeah, I wanted to read it in Spanish. I might take a little bit, because I don't read as fast in Spanish as I do in English. But this is one of the 2 books that I have in Spanish in this whole TBR. Okay, The Uglies by, what's his name? I think it's Scott Westfield. The Uglies by Scott Westfield. I actually have the box of books. Like, I have all the books in the series, and can I just say that I am very easily influenced. I saw that Joaquin was gonna be in the Netflix movie, and then everybody started talking bad about the movie, and then everybody was like, the book was not even that good. And I was like, I want to say, yeah, 100, like, I was like not halfway in it, but I was pretty deep in the book, and I was enjoying it. Okay, was it the best writing on the planet? Obviously not, but it was just like, it's a silly YA book, I feel like, and I kind of let myself get influenced into stop reading it, because I was like, oh, everybody thinks it's a bad book. So, but you know what, I'm going to start it again, because it's such an easy book. It's so easy to read, honestly. Like, these are the type of books that I feel like preteens should be reading, because they're not too serious, they're not too like I understand he's trying to, you know, send a message, and the execution of that message is not done very well, but it is a YA book, so I don't know. And then another book that I did start reading, and I got to page 117. It's a pretty big book, okay? It's A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I read A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I was surprisingly very, very, like, enjoyable. And when I mean surprising, I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, because I thought it was gonna be a bad book. I feel like fantasy, I forced fantasy down my throat for so many years, because it's such a, like, you know, popular genre. I think I'm saying that right. But everybody reads fantasy, and everybody loves fantasy, so I was like, I also want to read fantasy, but I feel like, I don't know, I love fantasy, but I don't gravitate towards it as much as I did when I was younger, and that's fine. I think these books are okay. One critique I have of this book is, yes, it is pretty big, and I got to the first 12 chapters, a lot happened, but a lot didn't. And I just think I hit like kind of like a plateau with the book, where I was just like, I didn't want to know more. Like in Court of Thorns and Roses, I was really enjoying it. Like, I really wanted to know more. I really wanted to like read the book and sit down and like take time out of my day. But when I was reading this, I was getting a little bit fatigued, and it wasn't like, you know, I don't know. I will pick it up again, and I will reread it from the start. So yeah, those two are definitely a priority since I already started reading them. And I might just like skim the first, you know, like skim through them and see if I remember or not, and then maybe I could, like, you know, continue where I left off. And then this one is Cien Años de Soledad by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. It is a classic, and of course I want to read it. I didn't read what the story was about, but I read about him, and it sounds so interesting. In this copy, I got it in Barnes and Nobles, and it is so beautiful. It is really expensive, but it's so worth it because look how beautiful this is. Look how beautiful this is. Look, oh my god, it's so pretty. And then it has like little pages. I don't know if it's like to separate like the stories, the parts, or whatever. Like I said, I don't know anything about this book. Like, generally do not know anything about this book, but it has beautiful like drawings in the middle of the book throughout it. So yeah, it's so beautiful. Look at that. That's gorgeous. So I definitely want to finish reading this. Like, I actually want to start and finish reading this book this year. It is one of my goals. Like, I will be really upset if I don't read it this year. And then another little classic, it's a big book. Look at this. Is The East of Eden by John Steinbeck, I think. Emma Chamberlain has read this book, and that's all I know. I know it follows a family throughout like decades, like years and years and years, and that's pretty much all I know about this book. But I really want to read it. I'm pretty intimidated when reading like, you know, classical literature, because I was like, what if I don't get it? Like, what if I just don't get it? But you know what, it's fine. It's good if you don't get something. You will get it, you know, the next time you read it. Or I'll just watch a video and then I'll get what I read, if that makes any sense. It's okay not to understand everything. And then I had two books. I love Anxious People by Frederick Backman. Is that, yeah, Backman. I loved Anxious People. I wanted to kind of get introduced to his writing by a standalone, and I think Anxious People is such a good way to start a Frederick Backman, like if you want to get into his writing, because it's very peculiar, right? I was kind of thrown off because I started reading this one before I started reading, well, I read like literally the first chapter, which is just 3 letters, before I started reading Anxious People. But then I was like, you know what, I want to read that one first, and then I'll go back to the series. So this is a trilogy, and I have the first 2 books. So I have this one, Bear Town, and then I have this one, Us Against You, and I found this one at a thrift store, and it was $1.98, okay, and this one was $3.99 because I paid it with my credit card points. But yes, this is a book that I want to get to ASAP. I really want to get to it because I loved Anxious People. I'm just scared I'm not gonna like it. So if you read it and you've liked it, or if you haven't liked it, please tell me. And then Death on the Nile, my bad. Agatha Christie, another classic. It's like a mystery thriller-ish on a train. I do know that, on a train. And I want to get to it. I really wanted to read it. I was thinking that I should wait until October and kind of have a little like mystery-ish creepy books, like like a 24-hour readathon or something like that. And then, okay, this is the book that really got me into fantasy. I read this one and I loved it, and I didn't read the second or the third, and I think does it have a 4th book? I'm not sure how many books it has. I have the box. I can't see it from here. I don't know how many. Oh, it has, okay, it's a trilogy. Anyways, this book has so many things that I love. It has magic, it has vampires, and it has alchemy. I am a little bit of an alchemy nerd. I read The Alchemist, which I know it's like a self-help book, but the writing is so good. And like when he talks about like the actual alchemy, I fell in love with it. So yeah, I really when I get to it. And as soon as I get to it, I feel like I want to read all of the books in the series and then make a really long video talking about them, and also watch the show. Okay. This is the book that I was talking about, The Family Remains. This is the second book from the duology of The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. I love her writing. I like the characters, specifically the single mom, because I can't remember what her name is. I think it's Rachel, but I might be wrong. I might be wrong. No, it's not. It's not Rachel. It's not Rachel. So they introduced one new character, and the rest of the characters from the first book are part of this book. If you read The Family Upstairs, I don't like what she's doing with the brother. Let me know if you understand. And then The Circle. I actually started reading this book and I kind of got bored. I'm gonna be honest. I was just like, I don't really care about this book right now, so I'll pick it up. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad writing or anything like that. But I was just like, I'm not feeling it. And when I don't feel a book, I won't force myself to read it, because I'll end up hating it, and that's not fair to the author or to myself. The Troop. I have been wanting to read this book. Oh, and this is The Troop by Nick Cutter. I've been wanting to read this book for years. For years. I know it's about an island, like an isolated island or something like that, and it's creepy, and I'm waiting until October. I'm sorry. I was like, should have just picked it up right now, but we're in the middle of summer, so I was just like, no, let me wait. I'll wait until October. And then this one as well, which is signed here by Claudia Lux. I'm really excited. I want to read it during October. I think it would be such a creepy little, like, you know, treat. I don't know. Don't mind me. So, and then I have another mammoth of a book. Like, how do I think I'm gonna be able to finish all of these books? I don't know. I actually started reading this book and I got to page 50, okay, when I checked out. Not because I wasn't liking it, it's the writing style. You have to be 100% when reading this book, because the author jumps from a, like, it's such an, like, effortless way. The author jumps from one character to the other one, and there is quite a bit of character, like quite a lot of characters for college classmates. We're following their story and their, like, lives, essentially. This is no plots, just characters. So if you're not somebody that particularly you know, subscribes to books that don't have any plot, I don't think this is the book for you. Even though I've only read 50 pages, I can say that confidently. And then a book that I'm in the middle of, I am in page 15. I just started it. I'm sorry. It's Angels and Demons by Dan Brown. Like I said, I'm really easily discouraged. I was like, how do you like, I was just googling on Reddit, well, googling and Reddit popped up how you should, like, start reading Dan Brown books, like which one should be the first, because technically you don't have like a order. They follow the same character but different cases, completely different cases, and they don't really intertwine. It's just like the actual detective's like life story, I guess. But I was just like, let me just start, pick a book. But then I saw on Reddit that a bunch of people didn't like it, and they're like, his books are a joke. And I was like, I really like the movies, so, and I growing up, I think this tells you the type of person that I am and the type of child that I was. But I was a National Treasure kid. I devoured those movies, like the first and the second one. They were my bread and butter. I wanted to know if the Declaration of Independence had a map in the back, and I wanted to figure out if I could figure it out with, like, lemon and baking soda. and like a blow dryer. Yeah, that's the type of person I am. I'm not ashamed ish, but those are not all the books. Oh no, there's more books. I'm going to take just a tiny little break. I'm gonna drink water, and then I'm gonna come back with a bunch of other books. And yeah. All right, so we're back with more books. Okay, and these are all in my nightstand. They're like stacked up. Okay. Again, we're going back with fantasy. I'm feeling very nostalgic, obviously, for some reason, just like trying to get into fantasy again. And I like feeling cozy. And they said that people were upset because they said this book didn't have as much action as they thought it would, but this is literally cozy fantasy. Like, it's not meant to have too much action, or like, it's not like an epic fantasy series. So I really want to get to it. It's literally about, I think, I don't know what she is, a gremlin, I don't know. Okay, if you love this book, I'm sorry. I don't know exactly what she is, but I know she owns a bookshop. Going back to the nostalgia, Hunger Games. I read this book every like 2 years. Come on, it is so good. I have never been a Hunger Games hater. I never will. I love Hunger Games. I've loved it since I was like a little baby, and I will continue praising the Hunger Games. Genuinely, I want to do a whole freaking video of me just reading all of the Hunger Games books. And then I do have one confession to make. I've never been able to finish Mockingjay because I think that's my least favorite out of the series, and every single time I get halfway through it, I get pissed and I stop reading it. I think maybe I read it once. I think I read it once in high school, or not high school. Is it high school? I think it was high school. I think it was like freshman year of high school or something like that. But I think I've only been able to finish it once and then never again, because I always get pissed. We'll see what happens this time. Ruth Ware. I have read every single one of her books except this one. I have read so far. I read The Lion Game, the Woman in Cabin, I think 10, the Turn of the Key, I think it is. Yeah, the Turn of a Key, okay, which I loved. I've read every single one of her books, good, bad, ugly, you know, except The Death of Mrs. Westaway. And I want to finish her catalog. I feel very proud, okay? But like I said, I've read a lot of thriller, and she was one of my favorite thriller authors. The Push by Ashley Audrian. The Push, such a good book. Okay, in my defense, I was really busy. I started reading this book and I wanted to read it slowly. This is such a beautifully captivating, like psychological. It's not a thriller because it's not like hyped up. It's not like super, like going super fast. It's slow. It has such a slow pace, but oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's like the ugly parts. It talks about the ugly parts of motherhood, and I made it halfway through the book super amazed by the quality of writing, the conversations it was trying to have, the characters, and just wanting to know more. But I got so busy last semester. I was working full-time and I had 4 classes, so I was doing school full-time as well. So for like my mental capacity, I just had to put it down, and I literally did not read for months because of that. And maybe that's why there's like freaking 20 plus books in this pile, because maybe I'm trying to overcompensate for not being able to read for a couple months. But this book is so good. I cannot wait to finish it. Like, I'm gonna start all over again, and I want to finish it in one day because it's such a good book, you know, and it deserves my utmost attention. And then I picked up this book. A couple months ago, and I've been needing to read it. This is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. People love her writing, Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing, and she has a lot of books that, like, is it Malibu Rising? I think it is. I'm sorry for my my pronunciation of words, okay? But yeah, she has Malibu, like a lot of like really popular books. So I want to start with the first one that I think is the most popular, okay? But yeah, I'm really excited to read it. You guys remember this? You guys remember this? If you guys were in like old school booktube, my bad, not book talk, booktube, you would know what this is. It's Amber in the Ashes by Salah Tahir. Such a popular like fantasy book. And like I said, I'm feeling nostalgic this summer. I want to get back into fantasy, and I loved this book when I was in high school. I ate it up, and sadly I never got to like actually finish the series or read the second book because my library for some reason never had it in stock when I was trying to read it. And at that time I don't think I even knew about Livy. So, and then Emily Henry, Book Lovers. This book I'm actually really excited to start very soon. Romance is my biggest like genre that I read throughout the year, so I want to get into Emily Henry because I've seen so many good things about her like books overall, but it's so many different, like, you know, book influencers or just readers in general. So I really want to get into her books, and I do love a good contemporary romance. Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm really excited. It's not even that big of a book, so I'll definitely pick it up like literally any day. These two books, literally any day. I devour romance books so quick. They're so easy to read, so fun. Like I said, it's my biggest, like, I think the most I read romance the most throughout the year. And I love graphic novels. I haven't read that, actually. I don't think I've read one graphic novel this year. I used to like back to back read graphic novels, which I should probably get back into it because they're so easy to read. But I saw this one at Barnes and Nobles and it was on sale. It's called Prime Suspect: The Anatomy of Integers and Permutations by Andrew Granville and Jennifer Granville, and it's illustrated by Robert J. Lewis. And I loved the style of drawing. It looked super intriguing, and again, I don't know anything about it. All I know is that I can start reading it right away, and I like the style of writing. I'm very particular with the drawing style in my comic books and my graphic novels and my manga. Like, well, manga's kind of general. They use the same style of drawing. Okay, back to back thriller books. I read this book until page 216. Actually, that's really disappointing. This book is kind of big. It's like 460 pages for no reason. I kind of got bored. Like I said, I'm not gonna keep forcing myself. I got bored and I got busy. I was reading this book. I didn't even say the name. Big Little Lies by Lane Moriarty. And I was reading The Push at the same time. Kind of go ahead. No, not really. No. But yeah, I was reading both at the same time, and like I said, I got super busy. And actually, I want to say this book at one point did make me cry. I didn't hate the writing, and I understand why it's such a big like HBO show. Like, I understand why, because it reads like a show. That makes no sense. But if you read it, it does read like almost like a reality show. I'm not even gonna like almost like a reality TV show. And then I go through bouts of historical romance or historical fiction, like hyper focusing. I literally just had one like a couple of weeks ago. I became obsessed with Spanish like historical fiction, because I read The Cook of Costa Mar, like La Cocina de Costa Mar, which is a show on Netflix. It's a limited series. It's chef's kiss. So good. I think about it constantly. And if I hadn't watched it just recently, I would watch it again, like genuinely. But yeah, I go in bouts of historical fiction. So I have a historical fiction just thrown in here. I think I have attempted to read this book a couple of times, but like I said, if I don't want to, I won't force myself, okay? The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. And all I know about this book, I believe it's a group of like older people and they're solving murders, which I think is such a really cute idea. Well, it's a cute, very dangerous, but very cute idea of like, you know, all of these people were, you know, retired, and I believe they live in a home, if I'm not mistaken, and they, you know, solve mysteries or murders or whatever. This book right here looks so good. It's so good. Look at the cover. Look how gorgeous it is. Snow Falling on the Cedar by David Gutterson. I'm so bad at names. Jesus. I don't know a lot about this book. Actually, I don't know anything about this book. I'm so sorry. I clearly judged it only based on the cover. I'm gonna be honest. I purely judged the book on the cover. And then Watch Me Disappear by Janelle Brown. I got this at the thrift store. It was cheap and it looked kind of, you know, thrilling. It is a thriller. But I believe it's a woman who disappears. But take that with a grain of salt, because I read the back of this a long time ago. The Flight Attendant by Chris Bohaline. Oh my god. I am so sorry. Bohalian. Maybe. I don't know. But it's about a flight attendant. I think it's kind of like those like psychological thrillers, and it's like unreliable narrator. Maybe. Again, take it with a grain of salt, because I've not read it. And then the last two. This is a adult thriller, The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. I've been wanting to read this book for so long. I don't know why I have been putting it off and why I haven't gotten to it. Also, very tiny. And like I said, romance and thrillers, I devour them like nobody's business. They're so easy to read. And then the next I have is a YA thriller. Or is it a mystery, like a YA mystery thriller or whatever? Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. And I do know what this is about. It's about, I think, this young girl who goes to boarding school, and she's very like kind of different, okay? And I believe something happens and she gets involved and tries to solve it. Expect this month I want to be able to read. I don't want to pressure myself, but this month I want to finish these 4 books. I think I can do this. If I tell you, whoever's watching this, and I don't do it, scream at me, okay? Because I do have the time. I still have school, like I'm still in college, and since I'm unemployed, very rough, the market is so rough right now, especially for public health, which is literally the industry that I'm trying to get to. I was laid off weeks ago and I haven't been able to find like anything, so I'm honestly just enjoying my life and reading books and baking and reading, baking, and cooking. And yeah, if any of that interests you, particularly books, I want to talk a lot about books, but if you guys want me to make a like a YouTube video about me baking, I would love it. I'm still learning, so we can learn together. That would be really fun. And yeah, if I'm not like talking really loud in these videos, I actually do them kind of late at night, once I'm done with everything that I need to do throughout the day, because I do take care of my grandfather as well. Not like physically take care of him, but it just, you know, making sure he's fine and he eats, and you know, what's it called? What was I even talking about? Oh yeah, wait, I don't even remember. Oh, this is so embarrassing. I don't remember what I was talking about. But oh, if I don't speak loud in these videos, or like I talk not too loud, it's because my grandfather's like right there in like behind the wall, but I don't want to disturb him. I don't think he'll hear me because he doesn't hear very well, but I don't want to disturb him. And then my mom is right behind that wall, and nothing can wake that woman up, but I still don't want to disturb her, you know. So I want to respect their, you know, sleepiness. But I'm a night owl, so I want to respect them sleeping. And yeah, now I have a mess that I need to clean up, like 40 plus books. But yeah, keep me accountable. If I don't finish those books, send me some mean words, okay? But not too mean, because I will promise I will cry, okay? But yeah, this was so much fun. I'm so excited. I will be uploading this today is almost 11 at night. I think it's 12 already. So technically it's Thursday. I will be uploading it on Thursday during the afternoon, maybe towards the end of the day. And then I will be filming tomorrow, or today, Thursday, my wrap up for the month of May and all the books that I read in May, which is probably not a lot, which is honestly really unfortunate. And most of them are gonna be not fantasy, romance. So if you're interested in that, please stay tuned. And thank you so much. Please be kind, and you have a nice night or day wherever you are. Bye.